how decisive the first series was. Dragon Axe making quick work in game number 2. It was 19 minutes, right? 19 minutes and 45 seconds?
Right around there, yeah.
Right around there, yeah.
So extremely quick work from them. I mean, I had enough time to walk down the street, get some food.
Okay.
And then I left my phone on the table, actually.
Here?
Walked out of the restaurant. No, in the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Walked out of the restaurant without taking my phone with me, and then was pursued down the sidewalk by the waitress who was yelling out to me, and she gave me my phone. So I gotta love Korean customer service. People are just very kind.
All right.
So my phone has been returned, and we
nice.
are in the draft. KeSPA going to be banned away on the blue side, and this is looking a bit more in keeping with the standard drafts that we've seen in the earlier series. LoL banned on the red side. Now the Nautilus, though, going to be joining that KeSPA.
I'm really perplexed by the Lucian ban. Actually, during the break, I had a message from, I think, about 3 ADC pro players from Europe and one from NA messaged me and asked, what is with the Lucian ban priority in Korea? And honestly, I don't know what to make of it. I really have no idea what's going on there. Even in scrims, some of the Korean teams even were streaming scrims recently on Twitch. Lucian wasn't having very high priority. He wasn't present in any of the games. So I really don't know what to make of it, especially because he's a champion that comes with the preset condition that if you don't achieve it, he ends up being detrimental to his team.
Sure.
And, I mean, the other bans so far, though, Syndra, that's pretty standard. The Nautilus LeBlanc, that's not so much standard. And Kiana now rounding it out for Janair.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take her off the board, which does leave open the Akali, so a very fast first pick here for Spear Gaming. We'll see if that's going to go to Destroy or, you say Chassis or Chasey here?
Well,
you're the master of pronunciation, LS, so how would you like to
I've
approach
never
this
seen
one?
it in Korean, so I'm going to call him Chester.
Chester. Okay,
Chester,
I see.
yeah.
Well, of course, we'll see that. Okay, so the Rise will come in for Janair, but this one, not so much of a surprise as the Misfortune is available, so they go ahead and take that for themselves.
Yeah. We're going to pick up the Rise and the MF. Rise obviously able to be flexed mid and top lane. This is 9.24B. Rise has been hit very slightly. And now Spear, they're gonna funnel more into the short range champions, the champions that have a demand that they find easy access into Jin Air. But Jin Air, they have Rise, who burns through short range engagey type of team compositions, and they have the MF, who normally she's very hard to reach for engage type compositions. So Spear already seem to be drafting themselves into a loss. They're definitely failing down here. As Jin Air now, they're going to round out their first half of the draft here with a Rek'Sai to answer the Lee Sin. This matchup is actually worse than it used to be before because Lee Sin got more help given to him in the preseason than Rek'Sai did. So Lee Sin does scale a little bit harder in terms of that jungle dynamic, but now we'll probably just see supports pinched by both sides.
Yeah, so far haven't really seen much outside of the potential Nautilus flex as far as the bans are concerned. So we'll be an Aurelia ban for Janair Greenwings, so not going straight for the throat of the support pool. And seems like Spear Gaming will go ahead and keep that up as Jace will be banned away. Which that one strikes me as a
that strikes me as really, really bizarre. Jace is in a pretty bad spot right now. Neither of these two top laners strike me as a Jace player. Neither of the mid laners strike me as a Jace player. There could be something that I'm missing in regards to maybe one of their solo queue IDs lately could be spamming Jace. But even still, Jace is in a really bad spot right now as a champion, and nothing would really be indicating that he would be good in this particular spot. And final ban right there for Jin Air is the Thresh. So we'll see what is going to be the final picks here. But so far, the bans in the second half not really doing too much in terms of targeting.
I was just about to mention that one, though, with the Thresh gone and with the MF already locked in for Jin Air. The Leona was making a lot of sense for Senen to pick up, so they will go ahead and ban that away on the side of Spear Gaming. So now let's see what Jin Air wants to go for. Rise can be flexed between that mid and top, and with the GP coming through, we would expect that would be heading up into the top lane.
And so GP is going to get locked in. Now, he's able to go mid or top. Normally, he's going to want to follow the Akali, and he'll make her life a pretty big hell. as Spear now have to decide what they want to do, and this is a really rough spot. They're going to have to blind their support. I swear if they pick Tahm Kench, I'm going to walk off this broadcast, so I'm just letting you know that right now, as Vladimir being hovered. Now, he's able to be answered by both Rise and Gangplank, so it's a really peculiar pick yet again. That a lot of people consider Vladimir to be beating Gangplank or winning, but he doesn't actually win until the mid-game, at which point Gangplank can win the side lane trades, but Vladimir does have the upper hand. Nami's being hovered.
Okay. Well, this would definitely be something a bit different if they decide to go for the Nami, but there it is. All right, see you later. So LS is he's going to head off. So here we go. Tahm Kench does get locked in for Asper on the side of Spear Gaming. You can see the hover over the Pyke at the moment for Jin Greenwings. Taking their time thinking about this. We've seen a lot of hovers over Pyke, but no one really selecting it yet. But we'll flip over, and it's going to be the Yuumi coming through instead.
All right, well, Yuumi is going to round out the draft. I have no idea why they picked the Tahm. I mean, they're very fortunate that the champion pools in Korea don't go a little bit deeper, because any of the mage supports, Yuumi is a mage support. Yuumi has been changed to be truly supportive now as a champion. She doesn't go for the AP full-on AP glass cannon anymore. There are so many mages that would ruin Spear's life right now from the support role, and Varus just wouldn't be allowed to play the game if the support champion, or if the support players in Korea, or even around the world anyway, Tahm just would not be allowed to be blinded like this. But we're going to have a Varus Tahm Kench lane. It looks like he's going to be taking teleport. But Spear Gaming is really off theme with their champions. They have the Vladimir and the Akali that want to make it to the mid game. They have a Lee Sin that can't gank for either of them. And then they have a Varus and Tahm Kench that's going to be trying to play safe. So they're really all over the place with the draft. Jin Air have so much more scaling. But then in addition to that, their laners win on their own without even requiring Rek'Sai's presence. So I don't know what Spear's going to do.
Well, here we go. It's a challengers game here that we have LS Spear versus Jin Air. Who knows what we're going to get? We've seen the draft, but how the gameplay is going to play out, all we have to do is sit back and wait and see. So let's go ahead, roll the dice, and see what we get on the other side. And here we are.
I don't know about the fan cheers. I think I see a Jin Air fan.
It's like that was Max. That was Atlas and then Brendan's thing. So I don't want. I feel bad taking it from him.
That's all right.
We will. I'll just.
You know
offer my condolences to
the Zenix chair sponsor here. By the way, those chairs are very comfortable.
They are. I have one at home.
Yeah, they are. They're very nice.
They're quite nice, and they're very affordable. I don't understand all of the other chair brands that charge hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for those things.
Yeah, the Zenix things are only about.
It's like $150.
Oh yeah, for the smaller model.
Sure.
But the really big ones can get up to about 300 Korean, which is like 260 US.
260, 270-ish.
Yeah, 260,
So
270 US.
Still more affordable than the baseline model of some other ones.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
That's not too bad. We're not even paid to show this. We just genuinely like the chair, so. I think I need to get a new one, though. My cat's been destroying mine for years.
Oh, no.
So, the leather on it has been all but ruined.
All right, well, let's take a look here at this game. Nothing too chaotic happening early. There's going to need to be a lot of attention on Winter here on this Lee Sin pick, because he needs to make things happen early on. Because in terms of scaling, it's not that Akali and Vladimir doesn't scale. They absolutely do. The issue is that they're all going to be short range. They all have the emphasis on dive and hard engage. But the Gangplank Ultimate, Rise, MF, Yuumi, the way that these champions conduct themselves in a team fight directly counteracts everything that Spear's trying to achieve. So if they don't come out of laning phases with advantages, the mid and the late game presumably should be a nightmare, assuming that there's a standard level of play.
Well, we'll see what exactly that standard is going to be, whether it's low or high. But for now, just going to be some skirmishing in the bot lane, swapping back and forth here with a couple of these shots. Reddit Invade does come through for Umti, so pushing up into the enemy jungle. Winter will be located over at his Wolves at the moment and is not really in a position to try to capitalize. So we'll just be rotating down to find himself be a bit buffless, which will hurt his ganking potential. Without that red. So overall, solid start for Umti.
Yep. And we'll see how all the laning phases are going to play out here, as Mountain Dragon is going to be the first one that spawns. And in terms of champions that are going to be building resistances, if we assume that Yuumi gets Athenes or something, obviously she can make use of magic resistance, although she's often latched on to one of her allies. But Rek'Sai and Gangplank this game, maybe even Rise, able to pick up a Banshee's Veil, Maul of Malmortius on the Gangplank. That's really nice, obviously, for Jin Air. On Spear, however, we would assume that Zanya's Hourglass would probably be one of the only items that's going to be being built to... that could maybe be amplified by Mountain Drake.
Well, we saw both of the junglers poke their heads there into the bottom lane, but no one really seeing an avenue of approach to try to get a gank off, so we'll just go ahead and go their separate ways to continue to farm up. So far, pretty good start for Yaharong here in the mid lane, is clearly harassing Chester, as you called him, down below half HP and is maintaining about a 10 CS advantage. So very solid start for the Rise. Well, looking a bit more neck and neck up in the top lane for Tana and Destroy.
I'll gotta be honest with you. You ever play like Hearthstone or WoW?
I've played WoW for about 15 years.
You know JAG Saran?
Of course I do.
That is exactly what Rise's name was making me think of. Yaharong?
Yaharong. JAG Saran.
You got that?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right.
I can see it.
Good.
You're not crazy.
All right. Thank you.
A nice double tap there on the Jaguar. So it seems like, as far as the war of attrition here in the bot lane, Jin Air coming out on top. Asper doing his damnedest to try to get those tongue lashes out, but the poke damage between an MF and a Yuumi is just so very oppressive. Winter will be going for a bit of a stroll here into that bottom side red jungle.
And so far, nothing is really transpiring here. It's actually really bizarre to me to see the Vladimir getting to shove the GP in, and GP even had to expend his teleport. So definitely some lane mismanagement early on. Saw this a lot from Gangplanks at Worlds as well. Playing waves 1 through 4 suboptimally and then actually falling behind in matchups that should be advantageous early on. But meanwhile, I mean, across the board, Rise is obviously doing a really fantastic job here in mid lane.
Yeah, he's been just doing wonderfully the entire time. Kind of now starting to assert some dominance here in the top lane, chunking out that Vladimir. But unless he can keep the pressure up, it's all just going to be coming back through every time he pops one of those Qs. Well, Umti, while not being able to find any gank paths, has been taking quite a bit away from Winter in his own jungle.
Gonna eat the golems really quickly, but not really too much being achieved. Very content, it seems. Both parties should just sort of farm it out, but again, this isn't really that advantageous, even though in a vacuum it should be when you have champions like Vladimir and Akali. And it's mostly due to, in part, that Gangplank and Rise are just getting to KeSPA for free without anything going on. This is a Jin Air game, though. You do have to keep that in mind.
It's amazing how some things don't change, even though all of the players on the team, the coaching staff, they can all change, and just the meta play for Jin Air always remains the same. It's something that just transcends all logic, it would seem, but will just be a slow start. Then again, we're only 6.5 minutes in, so when I started casting Jin Air, it would be, 30, 40 minutes in, and nothing would have happened either. Hopefully we don't get that here, as we do have that Mountain Drake spawn for a while. And you can see Winter is down in the southern half of the river, so might be able to try to get a setup for that Drake, which could lead to some fighting.
Yeah. LoL is in close proximity to it. Does have the ability to just start it with this bot lane priority. Tom and Varus would definitely be able to go over. They're not achieving anything with the speed that they're trying to shove in the bottom lane. In fact, they're not even going to get a clean crash. Winter not actually going to start the Mountain Drake, at least not right away. He could go over right now, and had he already been starting it, Tom Kench could have moved over as well. He would have been able to pick it up. Yeah, they're going to start it right as the bot wave is just starting to get cleared out, and Rise is returning into mid lane, but it doesn't really matter. Because it doesn't seem like Jin Air would have any intention on going over there. Whereas their jungler's on the opposite side of the map. There's a ping going down onto Vladimir now, though.
Let's see if they want to try to make something happen. MT is going to be pushing forward, but gets spotted out by that pink ward, so won't really be able to get much done. Tries to fake back and then comes back over. And they have the arrival of Yaharong as well with the Rise, so see if they can make something happen, but it looks like it's just going to be a little vision pop there on the plant, and then I'll rotate back over to mid for the Rise. So not going to be looking for the dive. Obviously going up against the Vladimir under his own tower. Always a very dangerous game because of that pool.
Well, doesn't look like they want to risk it at all right now, as they're pretty content to just go tit for tat and play ping pong on the waves. Misfortune at 3 Doran's blades right now. Sometimes she does end up going up to 5. And with the Yuumi, it would be quite difficult to actually bring her down. Interestingly, the Yuumi being there does mean that Varus only needs to actually land his ultimate on 1 target, and it's a 2-for-1.
Very true.
So, pretty nice right there. But,
well, speaking of ultimates, they did just hit 6 here. So both he and the Tahm Kench going to be set. MT now getting a spot out onto Winter. Just handed him a little bit of damage, but now might be in danger of losing out on this blue buff. You still do have, I guess, wrapping around the side. Resonating Strike will be taken by Winter, but the blue buff resets, so not going to be able to get into smiteable range. Shot's going to be coming through. They get the stun in as the eat comes in from Asper, trying to keep his ADC safe. They take a bit of damage from that bullet time. Now Blast going over the wall, dodge out on the tongue lash, but will not be able to find any kills. So we are still 0-0.
looks like no one's really too intent on making anything happen. Now, interestingly, I want to talk about something I actually just tweeted out during the break, which is if you end up losing the first dragon, you can give up the second dragon, I think, if it's not Infernal Drake, and then that would allow you to capture dragon 3, 4, 5, and 6, if you would have intention to do so, and thus you would amplify the dragon soul to the greatest possible extent. Yeah. But likewise, for spear gaming, what they could do now is they have the mountain dragon. They can intentionally give up Drake number 2 to Jin Air, and then capture dragon 3 and 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And have an amplified soul yet again. So I don't know if pro teams will start doing that right away, but honestly, individual dragons are so weak by themselves. I think the only real argument could be made for Infernal.
Yeah.
That I think it would just make the most sense to amplify the soul as much as you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to think about that. You know, kind of a, not so much a mind game, but a bit of a gamble that you could take as a squad. Just have to hope that it's really going to be that dragon. Otherwise, you end up with, you know, 4 Ocean Drakes amplified or something like that, which obviously the Dragon Soul is still going to be good, but it's not what you set out to get. But if you can still get to that point, you probably should be happy.
How are you feeling about this 10 minutes of no kills?
I'm just feeling so good.
I can see it in the fans' face right now.
Yep.
In the attendance.
I feel like this game is going to be the direct contrast to Rise of Skywalker, where nothing has happened in these 10 minutes, but within the first 10 minutes of Rise of Skywalker, we're going to meet, and we're going to meet like 7 new characters. None of them are going to be seen ever again, and like 4 plot points that don't make sense will be wrapped up in a manner that is dissatisfying.
I'm really sad that I don't think that a gray Jedi, or I don't even think it's called a gray Jedi, just a gray lightsaber user is going to be in any of the movies.
Probably not. I feel like images of that would have leaked.
Yeah, I would. You know what? That's all that I look forward to. Okay, but we're not getting it. Do you know what gray is?
Nope.
It's perfectly balanced Sith and Jedi. Nice.
Yeah, probably not going to happen, unfortunately.
There's your lore lesson.
Thank you for the lore.
No
Just when it looked like something might be happening. Oh, no, never mind. Actually going to get popped out. Is he going low? Cannon Barrage not going to be able to connect, and he has got another dash, so he makes it safely underneath of the tower, so will not be taken out. So now we're at 12 minutes with no deaths. We're getting closer each time, though.
Yeah,
so that's good. There's progress being made.
All right, well, Shirley is going to be picked up. Or Shelly. Shirley is the sister. Shelly's going to be picked up here
still
by
say Herald.
Rek'Sai. And Cloud Dragon, honestly, it's not that valuable, really, to Jin Air. So Spear could just go with giving that up and opting to try to get more favorable lane states or something, or generate a couple more 100 gold for themselves
That was close.
over their opponents. And yeah, he's going to pick this up.
Yeah, he's got the tunnel systems prepped so he can go ahead and get out. So well prepared so that he's not at risk of falling to
All right.
destroy. Cloud Drake will get snatched up.
All right, ready for, here we go, Ocean?
Ocean.
Okay, perfect. So now Jin Air, all they need is to get all 4 Ocean Drakes. Beautiful. And then Akali and Vladimir will never kill anyone.
This is very true.
So that's actually a pretty nightmare scenario. Obviously, it's not happening intentionally, given by the fact that they did. Well, we don't know if it's happening intentionally. I'm very doubtful. Okay, I see Morel and Omicron built still to this day, so not given benefit of the doubt out.
We'll see if Spear just wants to go straight in for the Ocean Drakes and if Jin Air is going to bother to fight for them. You can see that faster channel coming through from the Rift Herald right up in front.
They're not gonna. Yeah,
This is really weird timing. It's that's the
What?
saddest charge that I have ever seen. I think that's a good summary for
Yeah,
how
let's
things
talk
have
about
been so
something.
far.
Let's talk
I,
something else.
that charge onto the tower kind of just summarizes
My
the
brain-
last 14 minutes of this game.
I honestly, I'm not really quite sure what to say.
It's like
right
one of
now.
those videos of a cat that's like getting really prepped to like jump off of a ledge or like trying to jump up onto a bookshelf. And they jump off the bed and they just don't get any air at all and they just flop to the floor. That's what that charge was.
Oh no, man, this isn't a very good sign of what's to come. You know what? I really don't know what to say for this game. A lot of the turrets are all still really healthy, with the exception of that mid-tier one. I mean, I suppose Vladimir's will end up falling down, maybe in coming moments, but we're looking like we got like a 35-minute game on our hands here, Achilleos. So,
Oh, 35? That fast?
well,
Oh my god, thank you.
I'm trying to be a little bit generous.
Thank
here,
you,
okay?
LS. Had me worried for a little bit. Yeah, we'll have to see just how deep this rabbit hole goes, but so far it seems like we're still going to be tumbling down for quite a while, unless the pace changes. So still going to be killless here at 15 minutes and 15 seconds. He started roaming down towards the bot lane, put the here that Asper and Jaguar have pulled back, so doesn't want to take the risk. We'll just go ahead and back away. Sees the red buff, sees that it will get taken out, and that will be seen on these wards.
Vladimir elected for pretty peculiar build, given how all the lanes are going, but also just the flow of the game. And I think he's going to be going Death Cap second. And the reason that
How wrong? Gonna get jumped on, flashes away, Cannon Barrage to try to turn things around. Winter falling lower and lower. Can he do it? Yes, he can! Comes in at the last second, snipes that one away. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a first blood!
we're also about to get a first turret as well, so the game is just accelerating out of control.
God, it's heating up.
Yeah. Someone's going to need something to slow this down. This is getting a little bit too quick. Oh, man.
It's okay. Jin Air, they'll get timid after a little while. You'll see the Hemo Plague coming through now. Tutana trying to throw down these barrels to trade some damage back and at least zone destroy away. It seems like it worked a treat. I'll just go ahead, knob on an orange, and he will be all right in the end.
All right, well, now the game is back to going slow. Minute and a half until the Ocean Dragon probably should go the way of Jin Air. All their major item completions are going to be there. Not sure how close Yuumi is to completing the Athenes, but...
From up here into the top side, pool going to be used. Chasing forward, trying to get that knock up. The flash away from Destroy will keep him safe.
Nothing really going to be accomplished right there. I think it's also a pretty good job. Even had had the option to flash and get a kill onto Vladimir there, I think it's a lot better to save it for the upcoming Dragon fight.
Sure.
As there's a lot more value to be gained here. So right here, Ryze running away. Gangplank ultimate came in. It was honestly really late, but Comes in with the smite there onto the Lee Sin. Not quite able to get onto the Akali, who then quickly picked up one of the honey fruits thanks to the Ocean Dragon map terrain. And, okay, well,
I'll just reset
Spear now in position, actually, to get this Ocean. I have no idea what Tana's doing. I imagine he's actually gonna be able to recall and still teleport if he backed up right now. And yeah, okay, he's still gonna be able to teleport. They have 6 seconds. I think Tom might have just failed Gromp. Nope, he did. He got it. All right. Well, it's still late.
They spotted out. They don't have any.
Yeah, here's the TP.
Really have a good ward, so he's gonna have to be coming down here behind the tier 1 tower.
They should just burst the dragon. I don't know what they're doing.
Exhaustion's out onto the destroy. Dragon going lower and lower. Going golden right now is Not going to be able to get there in time. The Harris will be able to find the final shot there onto the Ocean Drake. So third does go over to Spear down pole position to get that Dragon Soul. However, into the back, jumps in on top of the Akali, and there's going to be one member gone here for Spear Gaming. The rest of the team able to disengage. So it seems like they will be able to walk away. So they get the Ocean Drake, their third. And they just lose out on one member while also trading on to Light. So overall, a good step forward for Spear.
Yeah, and I mean, now they're threatening Dragon Soul here at 23, 24 minutes. So this is honestly a pretty scary situation. Ocean Dragon Soul isn't something to scoff at. I consider it to be top 2 of the Dragon Souls, depending on team compositions. It's either between that and Infernal, usually, almost always, unless the enemy team has lots of assassins and dive, then you could make an argument for Mountain. But as this game pace is actually turning out, you know, I was talking about Akali and Vladimir were going to have a problem against Gangplank and Ryze if the game progressed normally. But obviously, I don't think it's particularly normal that the team that has losing lane priority is the one with 3 dragons right now, and they're threatening a 4th this early on.
Yeah, they are going to be that much more annoying to deal with if they can get that Dragon Soul and all of those extra Ocean Drake buffs. Push up here into the top side, scouting out a bit, but there was a control ward thrown down, so won't be able to get on top of the Akali to try to find an extra kill here. Just have our bot lanes assigned into the mid as we go ahead and take another look at this fight around the dragon.
We see just basically what is happening here. Light, afflicted by the Vladimir ultimate, walks up too far, ends up actually doing literally nothing. Flashes away at the end there, but Chasey, able to get the assassination off, tried to flash out for absolutely no reason. At that point, Chasey was extremely committed. There was no reason to blow the flash for no reason. And now we have a random little skirmish happening here in mid lane. I see a Blasting Wand and a Ruby Crystal, and I feel like I'm going to leave the cast for the second time if I see a Morello built. So I'm just letting you know that one time. Now, he could be a bit of a savant, and he could pick up Leandre's Torment, but I'm going to hold my breath.
All right, well, we'll see if you have to depart us or not. But for now, 21 minutes, getting ready to come up here. It's only going to be 3 towers gone as well. And that's like the one thing that's really keeping Jin Air in this gold lead, alongside a bit of that extra cash coming through from the GP's parlay. But we'll have to see what occurs in 2 minutes when that Ocean Drake does spawn, because that's when action should pretty much be guaranteed. If there's no fight at 2 minutes and Spear gets the dragon, then they probably just win the game.
Yeah, they probably do.
So,
Ocean Soul is going to be way too strong, and then also Elder Dragon spawning pre-30. Elder Dragon, I mean, it's pretty good.
yeah.
Not like super good, but pretty good. You know, it's actually broken, by the way. It's not a balanced feature of the game. It's definitely the strongest objective to catch.
Well, Spear already starting to posture forward. Baron has, of course, joined us on the Rift. And the time keeps on ticking down. There's no vision control whatsoever in the South River for Jin Air Greenwings. You've got pretty much a nice little triangle of control wards thrown down for Spear Gaming. So overall, we're going to have complete control of that zone. Making it rain here for the moment. Okay, we will see the Yumi ult come out. Two members going to be stunned up. Full time coming through, and a lot of damage thrown there onto Asper and Destroy in the front line.
Yumi does heal quite a lot right there. Was able to almost invent. I mean, Vladimir's combo just did nothing. Lights back to full.
Yeah, didn't do
Yumi's,
much there. Now Asper going to be dangerously low. Has to be careful. And
the other really cool thing about this Yumi MF combo is it reminds me of Curse of the Sad Bullet Time, where Amumu would lock up all the targets for MF to get her ultimate off perfectly. And Yumi basically does the same exact thing, but comes attached with an absolutely disgusting heal and the movement speed bonus.
Jin Air now finally in an advantageous position. They spot out that other control ward, so Tana will just go ahead and finish that one off. Ward's in the pit, however. So Spear not going to be without their vision. He starts the dragon. Wire now going to be coming down from the mid lane.
I mean, this is a definitely scary spot right now. Vladimir doesn't have his ultimate available. Gangplank has ult. Should have already cast it. I have no idea what he's doing.
The spike doesn't even come in time. It's not well timed, but they still managed to find the Ocean Drake, picking that one up, and now it is just going to be an absolute slaughter. Sennen going to be the last one to fall as he gets knocked out. Was trying to hide, but gets revealed, and that is going to be a triple kill over to Chester. And a Baron coming in on the back end of the Dragon Soul buff for Spear Gaming, who just surged forward in control of this game.
I'm processing. I feel like a Windows 98 computer right now. It's not quite registering in my head
Big time.
What was just going on, but that was some of the worst decision making I think I've seen all year. You know, and it's pretty impressive. We only have 5 days left, so this is truly a bewildering experience here. Spear, they have the Ocean Dragon Soul. They have Elder spawning in 5 minutes. They just got Baron. And for a team composition that, why does she have Morello? Break it down for me, Achilles. What healing? The Yumi? You mean when the Vladimir does his full combo and you just kill him before Yumi gets multiple activations of her heal? Is that what they need to stop? Or what,
yeah, absolutely.
The single target
that
heal.
One.
That one? Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
The Gangplank W?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wasn't quite sure.
Hey, you loved it so much the first time. Why not look at it again?
Yeah, let's see it one more time. GP's ult came out so late. But the decision should have been to try to part the Red Sea with the ultimate, try to get as much valuable damage down. You know Vladimir doesn't have his ult inside of this team fight. And so the whole positioning leading up to this, not trying to soften them up, deny the Lee Sin anyway, and then just securing that dragon at all costs. It's truly befuddling.
Yeah, it was a bit confusing to say the least. Now, pushing forward, just going to be clearing out the vision here in the top side of Jin Air's jungle, or what once was Jin Air's jungle. They can go nowhere near it, probably ever again, given the state of the game at the moment. Minute and 35 still going to be remaining on that Baron buff as Light has to go ahead and hightail it out of the mid lane. Just the implied presence of one of the members of Spear is enough to go ahead and make them run for the hills.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, Achilles. This is not good news bears if you are a Jin Air fan. Spear Gaming is a middle bottom of the pack Challengers Korea team. And here they are, honestly, just looking like they're better than Jin Air, at least in game number 1. They were behind in the CS department in mid lane, but the transition from early to mid, the fact that they didn't hemorrhage anything, and even the Vladimir winning the lane against the Gangplank initially, everything just looked pretty okay.
Well, it doesn't anymore. So we'll just be multiple tier 2 towers falling. Pretty much all 3 of them going to go down. Destroy just turns his attention back over. Gets that Baron buff rolling back through as well. So we'll just go ahead and steadily chip away at this for a 6th tower to fall. Spear completely in control, and they still have another 2.5 minutes to do whatever they want on the Rift before that Elder Dragon comes through.
Elder's coming up in 2 minutes.
He's the first Elder that I'm going to see in the KeSPA Cup.
Ooh.
Yeah, we didn't have any. We didn't have any 2 days ago. I don't know if we've had one yet, but
The Jin Air fan in attendance right now is furious about Elder Dragon. Staring it down, and he just knows exactly what that's going to end up doing once it's captured by Spear Gaming. So, at this point in the game, it's pretty hard to imagine how they could come back outside of some miracle team fight where Misfortune and Yuumi hit a multi-man ultimate while trapping them inside of like a Gangplank ult as well. So, if the stars are going to align, maybe Jin Air can come back, but realistically, I would call this game 99 out of 100 times.
yeah, I even if they line those things up, I don't know if it's enough damage to kill anybody on the side of Spear Gaming. I think that Spear kind of has to have collective narcolepsy, and everyone needs to pass out at the keyboard simultaneously for them to be able to take this.
I'm not quite sure if that would be enough at this point in time.
But yeah, barring that, flat out AFKing, and then I think Jin Air could do it.
Why is Vlad getting Morello? What's going on here? Break it down. Why did Rek'Sai purchase a Spirit Visage when Akali already had a Morello? Why not a Maw Malmort? What's going on here, Achilles? Break it down for me.
I got nothing. I was trying to think of something witty and clever, and I just had nothing for you.
NASA's not detecting life in this game, I'll tell you that much. That's what's a little bit confusing right now.
Yeah.
They're voluntarily opting into life restore items when there's Morellonomicons being purchased, and it really is a little confusing.
Yeah.
Gangplank has a Spectre's Cowl instead of a Maw of Malmortius.
Very nice. Well, you know, they're just trying to get by. There's a couple people just a couple dudes trying to survive. But don't know if that's going to be able to happen for very much longer. 5 seconds until this Elder spawns. Destroy's currently going to be jumped on. Now goes down into the pool. Kick comes over. Does displace wrong there for a moment. As you can see how much that Honeycruit is just healing up Destroy. So basically back up to full. Winter's still down to half, though. So that's a decent boon for them. As it will be Spear looking like they want to start the Elder.
Well, look at the Ocean Dragon. It's actually doing work, and now with Lee Sin, he's going to be able to heal back up to full. Vladimir doesn't have his ultimate back up yet, but Jin Air, they're in a really awkward spot. Misfortune still about 60% remaining on the cooldown of her R.
See, top lane, there's actually a minion wave getting ready to pull up. Observers were about to go over to that to show it off, but instead have to wait and see what happens here in the mid lane. Ult not going to connect in from Light. He's barely alive, but the dive into the back of the arrow coming through from Jaguar manages to take him down, now exposing that Yuumi. Fight still pushing forward as Destroy moves up with the Vladimir and just absolutely starts bursting everyone left, right, and center with his AoE. Will be able to get rid of Yuumi, and that is likely to be an extended ace if they can just chase forward here onto Yaharong. Either way, damage has been dealt, and the Elder Dragon be damned. They're just going to go for the throat. TP's up into the top lane to go ahead, take down this inhibitor, and escort those minions up to the Nexus.
Yeah, and Jin Air, they're going to just barrel down. There's no way that a one-man army of Ryze is going to be able to stop them here. I mean, try as he might, Vladimir has his ultimate up again. Varus ultimate coming out.
Kill him right there in the fountain.
Thank God for the Morello right there. I'm not sure if they could have brought him down without it.
Well, they dove into the fountain. They managed to take him out. Light will respawn, but he will just stay right there. There's nothing that he can do. So 31.5 minutes, 11-2 in the end. So not the bloodiest game, but once Spear Gaming